South Africa has found itself in the global spotlight once again, thanks to former US President Donald Trump. In a dramatic move, Trump announced that he is freezing aid to South Africa, citing concerns over the country's land expropriation law. But that's not all. Trump has also offered sanctuary to Afrikaners, further fueling controversy. The South African government has condemned what it calls misinformation, while Afrikaner groups like AfriForum are divided on Trump's so-called rescue mission. Let's break down what's happening, the political fallout, and what this means for South Africa moving forward. On February 8, 2025, Trump announced via social media that all US aid to South Africa would be halted immediately. His justification? The country's newly passed Expropriation Act, which allows the government to seize land without compensation. Trump labeled this as an attack on white farmers, echoing a long standing and often debunked narrative of white genocide in South Africa. That this decision has sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles. The US is one of South Africa's biggest trade partners, and cutting financial ties could have severe economic repercussions. The South African government has pushed back, calling Trump's claims misleading and accusing him of interfering in domestic affairs. The South African government wasted no time in condemning Trump's statements. Officials, including President Cyril Ramaphosa, have repeatedly stated that land reform is necessary to address historical injustices, that white farmers are not being targeted for violence. Ramaphosa has remained silent on the issue during his 2025 State of the Nation address, possibly to avoid escalating tensions. Government representatives and political analysts argue that Trump's stance is based on misinformation and political posturing. The US freezing aid could hurt programs related to health, education, and security in South Africa, further straining relations between the two nations. In a surprising twist, Trump also announced that the US would offer a resettlement program for white South Africans, specifically Afrikaners, who feel threatened by the land expropriation policy. This proposal immediately sparked division. AfriForum, the prominent Afrikaner rights group, initially supported Trump's views on South African land policies. However, in a sudden U turn, the organization rejected his refugee offer, stating that they are committed to staying in South Africa and fighting for their rights. Other Afrikaner groups, such as Solidarity, have also distanced themselves from the narrative that the Afrikaners are under siege, despite blaming the ANC for the current political claim. Meanwhile, white South Africans took to social media, with some welcoming Trump's intervention and others insisting we are going nowhere. Trump's actions have drawn mixed reactions globally. Human rights organizations have criticized him for fueling racial divisions and using South Africa as a political pawn. The European Union, EU, and the African Union, AU, have both expressed concerns over the narrative being pushed by Trump, calling for a fact-based discussion on land reform. Economic analysts warn that South Africa could face further economic instability if US trade relations deteriorate. The freezing of aid could impact sectors like healthcare and education, creating ripple effects that harm vulnerable communities the most. So, what happens next? South Africa must now navigate a tense diplomatic situation while managing internal economic and political challenges. Trump's move has reignited global debates on land reform, racial tensions, and international intervention. Will the US reconsider its stance, or is this the beginning of a larger geopolitical battle? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, South Africa isn't backing down. What do you think about the whole situation? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on global news stories that matter.